November, deputies in Miami Township received 194 calls for service, 83 non-billable for a total of 277 runs. We had 96 requests from other areas for mutual aid. We sent 50, and Miami Township requested mutual aid 83 times, and 46 of those were actually received. Other times, some of that's handled by the officer themselves or otherwise resolved without backup. So as you can tell, a little short staff, spread kind of thin. We did have 10 reports, 5 criminal, and 5 incident reports, such as a deceased person, property damage, and structure fires, things of that nature. There were 7 auto accidents and 5 citations issued. And as I'm sure you're going to inquire, the contract's still kind of in limbo with Township.
Yeah, I talked to Chief Deputy yesterday.
Okay.
And day 4, he says they're not going to do nothing until after the first of the year.
Okay. I know Columbia Township and Silverton, and they just recently got theirs resolved. So hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll get this taken care of.
Did Columbia Township pass? Did they sign?
Yeah, Columbia Township went with a total of 2 24-hour cars.
Okay.
Which I know Miami Township's got a lot more land mass and a lot more residents, and you know, we're borrowing from other jurisdictions a lot, and they're borrowing from us a lot. So obviously the west side of the county's always been lagging behind in coverage. Hopefully this administration is going to really get that whipped into shape as soon as possible. So, any other questions for me? Sir?
I just have a question from the standpoint when you're talking about billable versus non-billable. And for example, I believe Miami Township is paying about $500,000 for a dedicated car.
Correct.
Could you explain why you would even have something that's called billable and non-billable?
That's from the communications center. They bill us every time an individual calls 911. Your mail gets stolen, you call 911, a deputy comes out, that costs the township. You may know the price more than I do, but it costs the township. Officer McGee pulls over a car, calls in a traffic stop. That's still a detail, but it's not billable because it's self-initiated. Tree falls in the road, Officer Johnson rolls up on it, that's not billable. But we still put ourselves out there so that you know, it's generating, it's showing the activity that we're doing, but it's also an officer safety issue, so everybody knows where everybody's at all the time in case something should happen, they need help. So that's kind of the difference between billable and non-billable.
So if, for example, you've got, let's say in Miami Township, there were 30 EMS calls in, and they were assigning that to a car on, you know, that's a Miami Township car. Is that a billable call?
If it's in Miami Township, I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% on the EMS runs. I would have to ask my liaison over at the comm center. But a lot of these non-billables are self-generated activity by the officer. So, sorry, I can look into that if you'd like.
I was just curious, thank you.
Okay, yes sir.
I had one other question.
Yes sir.
I was going through the report the other day, on the 20th of November, Victor 31, which is a township car, was dispatched to Shibuya. Why? Why would we send a car to Shibuya? Why wouldn't you send a car from the far west who's not paying a contract?
Where are you looking at? Which report are you looking at?
Cage's report, right here.
What's the title on that? Is that one I sent you? Or?
No, that's just the second one we get and look at. But I think it comes also in your packet.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
On 11/20/21 at 9:45 at night, and apparently our car was dispatched to Shibuya. I mean, I would think you'd use a car that's not being paid for, like the 3 West cars, and Cleve's only pays for a 12-hour car, and North Bend only pays for.
I could be wrong. It looks like it's a disabled vehicle.
That's why it says disabled vehicle.
Yeah, it's very likely that the officer may have been involved in that, or may have been coming back from the jail and stumbled upon that. So, if this report doesn't have the on-scene times, but just from my time on the street, I'd be willing to bet that he's coming back from the jail or filing some paperwork and runs up on that. It could be. I can inquire if you want, but
Yeah, I mean, we had an issue once before, our car being
Yeah.
up in Chevy at Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
And
yeah, we would
it was
never
told-
dispatch a car from here to a disabled vehicle, so I'm
Okay.
guessing that might have been it. So, but anything else?
That's it.
All right, thank you.
Anything else for the sheriff's
Thank
department?
you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Thank you.